Hockey family, me again. For you who don't know me, I'm Robin, and this is all about the under 14 boys this time round. So beginning of the season, when somebody thought it'd be a good idea to ask me to look after the under 14 boys, they obviously hadn't worked out that the under 14 boys had better stick skills than me. And we had to sit down very early, session 1, and come up with an understanding that they got to bear with me because I can't keep up with them on the pitch. So they had to learn and I had to learn, which made some very interesting training sessions sometimes. But as in the hockey itself, the difference has been brilliant this year. The boys have taken on a lot of what we've been through and they've got no problem with talking to me, which has made it a lot easier. I think the tournaments, the boys will tell you, the first tournament, the hockey was good, we played good, the results came out in our favour and we actually did really well in that tournament. The second tournament that we played in, the hockey was brilliant. The quality of hockey from all the sides had gone from good hockey to really good hockey. Some of the shots were awesome, some of the passing play was awesome, the set plays, really good. So we had to step up because everybody else had stepped up, and that's pretty much how the season went for the under 14s. So we didn't have quite as many boys as we wanted to start the season, so we had to bring some of the youngsters up from the under 12s. They've not had a problem with that, to be honest. I remember John saying at the start of the first tournament, "Oh, but I'm only 11. I said, "Mate, it doesn't matter how old you are, you get out there and you enjoy your hockey. And you just do what you've got to do. Get your big tackles in when you need them. Make sure you're in the right places and keep talking to each other." And end of that first tournament, the under 12s were easily as important as the under 14s. During training sessions, after each tournament, we knew we had an idea of what we needed to sort out. So we had set practices and we worked on specific things. And the boys have all taken that on. By the end of the season, it was obvious that they were far better at working out what they needed than I do. So we'd have a sit down and we'd talk about it, usually on a Saturday at hockey. And we came up with a training program for the Mondays, and I could leave the under 14s to look after themselves to an extent, because they needed to work at their own speed as opposed to working with the under 12s at a different attitude. But they looked after themselves well. We had a couple sessions where we didn't listen quite as well as we had, but on the whole, yeah, they came out really good this year and they looked after each other as a team, which has been brilliant. During the season, I've been really lucky to be able to play with, I think, all but two. I think Toby and Freddie, the only two from the under 14s which I didn't manage to play with in senior hockey. And that has been phenomenal to watch the boys go from juniors to play in full senior matches. I think I've seen Thomas score his first senior goal. I've watched Edward play his first senior match, which I think if you'd asked Edward at the beginning of the season, he would have told you he wasn't ready for it, but we got him on there and he did lovely. I can pretty much guarantee that Drew will never let you know that I missed his first goal, and Harry won't tell you that I missed his first goal as well, because I wasn't there and they both scored in the same game. One of the only things I haven't managed to teach the boys this year, especially the ones playing senior hockey, is not to argue with the ref. But you know, they'll have to pick that up on their own, I think. I've been very proud to be able to watch them all grow, not just on the pitch yet, but off the pitch. They've turned from little men now into proper little men. They're looking after themselves, they're looking after each other as a team, and they're really good with each other. And as a coach, I've been very happy to see that progression. They don't mind stepping in, backing each other up, and that's good. That's what we want. As a club, it makes for a very easy team life, and as a team, it's all about the teamwork. So very proud about that. We've had some great progression on the pitch, not only from the under 14s but the under 12s stepping up to the under 14 group. We've watched John he's been progressing nicely. Christian, if you watched him in the tournaments, you wouldn't think he was part of the younger age groups. And the PR boys, they've both been stepping up, getting stuck in, and everything's been progressing nicely, which is great. I think we only had one team which we didn't manage to beat in any of the tournaments this year. I think every other team we managed to score victories against all of them. We beat Truro, we beat Bodmin, we definitely beat Launceston, didn't we, Drew? Even with their umpire. And the only team we had a bit of a hang-up on was Penzance. But every team's got its little demon. Next year we'll just settle down and we'll see if we can beat that one out. One last thing I'd like to say before we get to the nominations. Thank you very much to the parents. Not just from me, but from the boys. If you didn't get them to training, if you didn't get them to tournaments, they wouldn't have been able to carry on the way they have this year and get better and better. So thank you very much, and I think the parents will understand when I say thank you, because they've given me a lot of support, knowing that I am not as organised as they are. Alright, let's get down to the nominations. This year I've done it a little bit different with the under 14s. I think because they've played so well and grown so well as a team, I've asked the boys to have input in the nominations. So I got all of them to give me their nominations for most improved, and I got all of them to give me their nominations for player of the year. We tallied them up, and this is how we settled it as a team. For the most improved this year, as chosen by the boys themselves, and I have to say this shows how well as a team they've progressed. They're not just thinking about individual games, they're thinking about the whole season and how players have played throughout the year, not just in the junior but in the seniors as well. Nominations are Edward and Harry. The nominations for Player of the Year are Drew and again Harry.